they still again could go with something like the DK. I'm a little bit worried though. They can Primal Roar to set up the Chronosphere, but then you do have some trouble getting your damage in as the Beast Monster, as the Night Stalker. Yeah, you've got Axes and Void, but it's not as easy as with other ranged heroes.
The last time that they pulled this one out with the Faces, what we talked about last game, but the Vanguard Radiance was the one that they went for. That was just 3 days ago too, so it's not anything like it's like a ways away. But it was the Ramsey's Darkseer at that game. But again, he has done a lot of that position, Beastmaster. So I would that, and then, well, truthfully, it'll be more of Faceless Void. But sometimes they'll even just run it in the off lane with a little support hero to be with them. And in this case, it might be the Night Stalker. So he farm in the off lane, then you might pay. That is some scary stuff. So it's kind of like a mid-late to later game timing that you're looking at already. Once you've seen Void come out and you know that he's going to be in sort of a core role. I don't think you're that too worried like early on. Kind of like a peak 28 or something.
Team Empire's turn to pick.
That's actually surprisingly solid.
It's solid, but again, we're getting back to the issue. I mean, I guess, as you said, it's pretty solid. You've got a little bit of tower push when it comes to Jakiro. You have good team fight because you have the Slaughter to set up a Slithering Crush. You've got that Static Blink.
They're also denying out the DK pick. That's what they were doing. They did a Death Prophet last time, but I think that's what would have helped accelerate. Like, the tower farm is going to be really important to Faceless Void because of just like the overall timing that you want to get. You have to get Vanguard into Radiance, Manta, into else, right? So getting all that tower gold stacked up on your team, if they had to pick up a mid DK to replace the Death Prophet, they had to they ran this strategy, that would have been great. And so not only Razor's fantastic against the single target spells coming up from Stalker spells, the Beastmaster, but he really denies a lot of those pushers in the...
I wonder for Danish Bears what exactly they're getting to tie it all together. I really would like, I think, as odd as it could be, I think the Juggernaut or the Slog could do well here. Just because Slog can get away pretty easily, although you still have issues with Disruptor. I don't know what's the best for Danish Bears. It just feels like a very solid lineup. I'm just not seeing anything that's particularly spectacular is the problem, you know?
Reserve time.
Actually, even someone mobile to try and keep yourself from getting caught in those chronos. The Jug does sound good though, like Juggernaut Lifestealer plus Night Stalker Beastmaster. The chase down, the catch potential vision they're going to be getting. Thinking about that, they just don't want to see any sort of a Viper out into the lane, is their assumption. Yeah, that'll be the coin. Yep. That's really good in case they send the Razor mid. It had to be some like a... They banned out that Merc from DB.
Yeah, and it does seem like it's going to be that Razor in mid. It's solid. Quap, though, is something. Scandal's bread and butter. Very much a mid-stompy hero. Scandal's very good with the Quap, very good with the Puck, etc. So, going to be something he's comfortable with. And now that's something that they can do with a good setup with the Chronosphere, right? That Sonic Wave, plus the Axes into the Chronosphere, should kill the Bane and the Jakiro at the very least every time.
And so Danish Bears, 1 second remaining, they will take the DK for themselves. Mid versus Quap. And very fast speed from Danish Bears. Not too shabby on its own fire. The Face Void will be a little bit slower, but the Queen of Pain should create enough space to get online.
Yeah, I just find these drops to be a bit odd. On the upside, both teams have some pushing power. Actually, a lot coming out of Danish Bears when you include the DK. Obviously, the Beast Monster can do quite a bit too, and it does look like it'll be the bombing Beast Monster coming out of Ramses. So we'll be able to get up those Necro books really early on. Still really tough for Empire to gank this mid lane. I don't know if they can do it before the Beast Monster's 6 just because of how tanky DK is.
10 seconds remaining.
It's relatively fascinating drafts. No one else is doing this right now, at least not that I'm aware of, where they look at the draft and it really does. Like, it's kind of jokey. They have 3 offlaners, and it's not just this game, and not just like last game either. Those that aren't really going into their roles. And they've been having a ton of success lately. They've been like winning a lot of games, yes. So I'm certainly not going to be doubting them. But it's kind of unusual all the ways that they're picking these up, and no one else that I've seen is even like kind of taking notice or really talking about it either.
It's something they've actually, so I initially, when I saw drops like this, because it's something that was happening for Ramses.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was someone else. It was something that was happening when Ramses was on Spirit. And I assumed at the time that it was 100% Gold Black things. Because,
Yeah,
Gold
exactly.
Black, he's like, okay, guys, I know Trient's not in the meta, but I really enjoy playing Trient, so we're playing Trient, like, and we're dropped around that. So I just assumed naturally that it was Gold Black things. Also, he has a bit of a reputation in Russia, apparently, as they call him, like, Gold Black plus 4 boys, because he always finds, like, 4 young kids and teaches them Dota, and then brings them into the scene. Ramses being one, but basically I assumed it was ending there, but it looks like it might actually be something that was to do with Ramses feeling comfortable playing these offlaners in a safe lane, getting a lot of farm, and when he did this on Spirit, they were very successful with it because Ramses was able to push around the map while the rest of his team was still farming, just the way that a Beastmaster with early level 3 Necros can.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he just would be taking over jungle on the other side of the map, be it the Radiant or the Dire. Here that the Dire will be taking over that bottom rune though and getting the top one, so Danish Bears.
Let's quickly do some introductions before we forget. We've got Afterlife playing up on that Faceless Void, Ramses 666 on that Beastmaster, Quap flapping around in the middle lane, being played by Scandal, Miposhko also with wings, I don't know if they're functional, on that Night Stalker, and then of course, finally, last but not least, King R on the Disruptor.
Alright, well, for the Danish Bears, going to be Noya once again here on this Jakiro, has to moving from the Night Stalker on to Slider. Penguin check and laying on the Dragonite, eating that, oh, he actually won against Pain, something we typically see, and then it'll be Ace top rise on the Bane.
I definitely thought it was going to be the mid Razor, but they got, realizing that it was going to be Quap coming out, they said, hey, whatever, our DK will have some fun there.
Yeah.
Working out.
I do not want the Razor mid versus the Quap. When you have a DK, it does much better, and you can't do your attack link Quap at all.
Hester Joe going to be sitting up here against Ramses, has a little bit of help from Noya. I'm expecting them to do okay. The harassment trade coming out of Jakiro and Disruptor should kind of even itself out, you know? Although Disruptor, if he continues to be off pulling, then maybe I'll be get some opportunities onto this Beastmaster.
That's going to be really hard for Ramsey to farm once that Liquid Fire comes out. He should be in a lot of trouble. Like, you can just think about the overall damage, weaken him down. Once he hits 60% HP, they can just go for a crush and run at him. And I don't think Disruptor in these early levels, right? Not the best dual lane support when it comes to zoning out 2 heroes. He's fantastic versus single offlaners, but any sort of like a 2v2 scenario, he's just like god-awful.
We can actually see that Disruptor is still holding the point, and I think that's because, as you said, not sure if he'll be needing an early glimpse or kinetic field to allow Ramses to escape.
Yeah, not exactly going for those old Thunderstrike harasses. Have to be one of those games.
We can take a look in mid lane, pretty even. You expect both of these heroes to get pretty much all the farm, since DK will be able to breathe fire, as especially once the minute 3 hits and you can bottle throw very effectively, while level 2 is up on the Faceless Void, you know, smack and rise around some.
Oh man, get that bash. That change is actually so huge for Faceless Void in the way that he operates. He's a hero that's going to be one of the most reworked heroes lately. Everything keeps changing about him, that even just like these small changes change so much about your build. Like attack speed, time lock that a chrono for like the double, you know, it's not that double damage anymore. You got it flat out buffed so it does way more.
And the Diffusal obviously being kind of the what we see now coming out. Instead it used to be always the utility Faceless Void, and now we see a lot of Diffusal Faceless Void. He used his Time Walk though, 19 seconds on cooldown for that. He's just gonna go for the TP away, knows that they don't have anything. And a nice play there, getting out, while Beastmaster takes a lot of damage in the bottom lane. It's what you talked about, Slithering Crush up in 2 seconds. Kinetic Field not gonna latch, and they will finish him with that Slithering Crush.
Yeah, there's just like no way he can live in this lane at this point. They even have the Ice Bath early on for Noya now. What are you gonna do?
Oh my goodness.
He can't come back. There's no...
I think this is the first game I've gotten to cast where Ice Bath was taken before level 8.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
On this
They
patch,
even have a ward here. Like, this is very difficult for Fire.
Well, they're not going to be getting as much out of Ramses as they would like, and unfortunately, when we take a look at some of their other lanes, they have Miposhka in the jungle, the Faceless Void not having any lost hits yet, and their mid is losing to the DK now. So, Empire is winning none of their lanes. It's 4 minutes in, so it's not dire. What's the kind of comeback plan from this? Because they, of course, will eventually, when Beast Monster have some
you're
big
watching
ults.
it mid lane, I'd say. The minute 4 Night Stalker.
Well, 2 points in that Dragon Blood, so Pingvachek is taking very little damage.
Yeah, Scandal cannot help out with this one. It's like, yeah, I would love to blink in there, but he's so chill for a second. 3 Breathe Fire. And now he gets his own ward placed down too.
Yeah, and then he goes in, Fairy Fire consumed by Scandal, just in case, and what do you do here? All of your lanes haven't gone the way you want, and your Night Stalker, despite jungling, has some good levels, gonna go get the courier kill. No, they use the speed boost.
That's so unlikely that you're gonna get that. I guess maybe of the air time. He probably wasn't looking at the clock to see when there, but not gonna be able to snag that one up. I don't know, Empire, like, they need to make stuff happen. It has to be... They got the really good timing for it, like 5 minutes is fine.
Well, they're gonna give it a go. A nice Ice Pulse, though. We never get to see those. Rotten in a lot of trouble. Hester Joe will eat the Fairy Fire, but the glimpse backwards seals his fate. Empire get themselves on the board.
Yeah, there you go. They're starting to turn this around here, right? Night Star comes in, turns this into a tri-lane. Not nearly as fun for the slow. Works things around, because... He has to come back down here. He can't go Iron Talon. He's got treads and 2 branches. There's no way he's...
I think another interesting thing for Empire is that it feels like they will need to focus this bottom lane. Ganks on the top lane, a little bit difficult, especially with the Bane there, but mainly just that there are 2. You're going to be running your Faceless Void, who doesn't have Chronosphere yet, into their faces. I'm not sure that'll work with just a Night Stalker to accompany you. So until they can get a little bit more, it does feel like Empire should just focus on killing this bottom lane over and over.
Let's see, I wonder how long it's to actually get here. Seems pretty crucial to them, right? They just have to look towards their team. Like, Razor needs a little help, right? What? He's buying. I hadn't even paying attention to him, but he's got almost 2,000 gold.
Midas, probably.
I mean, it must be at this
Midas all at once. Yeah. Most likely holding all that gold because... Oh, no, he went bots.
What? Alright, that's a new one for me.
Hey, you're the analyst. Break it down.
I mean, get active early on for sure. But very interesting. Like, why would you go for that over Midas on a...
Well, okay, so it would have been like a 7-minute Midas, which is still pretty good. Maybe because of the way that Razor is a hero who can do a lot of damage without much farm. Obviously, naturally not, already has 800 health, almost 900 health, and with the static link can get a lot done. Who are you chasing down here, though? What's their tool for making sure that they get those static links up?
It is all based on, right? So, like, obviously, the pretty fantastic, but interested to see how this works. Maybe he's just concerned about showing up to team fights bottom, turning those around, kind of playing a little bit of, like, Prophet Razor here or something like that, coming to the mid lane as well to help for some of those pushes had been required as we do Tower just go down. Alright, stuff.
I think as well, it's interesting to see the bots on a hero who isn't one like the Alchemist, the Ember Spirit, or the Tinker, just because of the reduced cost in TPs as well. I'm not sure on the maths anymore, but you know how basically another way you can look at the bots, if you ignore the move speed, is how long it takes for them to pay off, how many times you have to TP in a game, or how many times you could TP when you couldn't have because of the reduced cooldown. But getting them this early should really mean that pays off a lot sooner.
It should be kind of nice, right? Just like he can escape out of a couple of kinetic fields, escape out of a couple of chronos. We were talking about like mobile heroes in terms of blinks and things, but if you're just so speedy, that'll be enough for Ace. Go back for some drop after, kind of a classic Razor item, but I think he needs SNY this game. Most likely one. Just too much magic damage. Survive through chrono, trying to survive through Sonic Wave.
Yeah, and players having some trouble with hotkeys apparently. There we go. Getting back in. I like this. I like that everybody's chill about it. Sorry, sometimes we see games where people freak out a little bit over pauses, and it's like, look, we all have problems, you know?
Oh, come on. Don't talk about IX, Mike. And ping back in the mid lane.
There will be a Sonic Wave on the finger check, but it doesn't do anything, and now they're turning it around. There are the bots coming in. Ace saying hello, popping off onto Scandal now next, and they will get 2 kills there for Ace, and let us never say that there was anything wrong with these bots.
Oh, that was fantastic. That's turnaround, right?
I am so surprised, but yeah, it's something you'd never see. You rarely see the, at least for a Razor versus a Gyrocopter coming in, and he was able to come right in there, you know, doesn't have to TP to that far away tower. Clearly, this is the build now. Everybody in your pub, stop spamming it.
Well, all that space created now. Mr. Joe's 530 earn now done for Noya, bringing down the Dragon Knight. Both can show up as soon as he wants it. 8, those travel, and it is time to go. Man, Danish Bears are looking really good this game. Like Ramses with the roar is going to pull out some pretty stuff here, and start to think about how they're going to turn this one around. It'll be the roar, the Sonic Wave's on cooldown for a long time. The Faceless Void is way behind if he wants to be a core position here. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh? What are we all-ohing?
I'm just uh-oh in the general game state right now.
Oh, okay. It sounded like a bit of an uh-oh with follow-up. Yeah, obviously it's gone a little bit south in this early game for Empire. We can see that they're 3,000 gold behind. As you mentioned though, they have some really big wombo combo. They just need to get the damage in there. Unfortunately, they don't have the Static Storm yet. They're really close on the Disruptor. Once that Tome of Knowledge comes out, plus a little bit of farm, hopefully they'll have that. And that, comboed up with, of course, the Chronosphere and the Sonic Wave, could do good work. The fear, though, is the Danish Bears, they're in a great position to push down the lost outer tower. The lost tier 1. They can also take Roshan very easily with the Slaughter. It does feel like Empire, maybe some smoke ganks might be what they need.
Yeah, I mean, you're listing objectives here for Danish Bears, and then you start to think about it the other way, and like how they could push Empire to try and think about any of those objectives when ones are Roshan, and there's just like really nothing right now. You only have the single, well now it's up to 2 points in the Inner Beast for Ramses, but not really his concern right now where he wants to be running into objectives, right? He wants that full Necronomicon, preferably the Necro 3s, just up and done, while he's just kind of chilling. And he's forced to start joining all these fights and engagements versus side of Danish Bears. It's going to be slowing that down even further. And like, unless you get 3-man Chronos, it's going to be very difficult to stop 1-man Chronos.
Yeah, 1-man Chronos, but the Ice Pop is there, already skilled and up. Right, gonna even throw one back, but it's not enough. Sonic Wave does end up killing off the Bane, and now Hester Joe is very low, but the Macro Pyre comes out. They need one more hit on the Scandal. She's trying to bottle it up. Pingmachek looking around for it. Doesn't have Breathe Fire, doesn't have Dragon Form. Somebody needs to kill off Scandal. She's gonna walk through. The Macro Pyre is down. Pingmachek in a lot of trouble up here. Needs some support rotation. Only the Razor at the ready. Does not have the bots up. Oh no, and it looks like they'll finally bring down the Dragon. A 4-0 Empire taking the kill lead.
Oh, nice by Rise. Make sure you get Nightmare down bottom. Ramses damage. Oh, don't worry. Should be able to get the kill though. It's a lot of damage.
Yeah, they will get the kill. They have to worry about the creeps. They will bring down the Razor. So a nice job there by the Necro creeps.
That was a dominating spot. That just ends up being a net win for Ramses.
Ooh.
Furthering their big win. Alright, that is exactly what they need. Really, the only way they come back into this is Scandal go with that 3-man Sonic Wave. Coming in with the Scream 2 to follow up. That was just fantastic.
It was the beta min. They 1-man chronoed. They didn't think Empire had anything left in the tank, and then surprise! Sonic Wave all over them. Stuff. We're seeing if they can do it again. Pingmachek in a lot of trouble. Here comes in the Razor, a nice ice pop, but Pingmachek in a lot of trouble. There's the glimpse backwards as well. Razor's not going to be here. Suddenly Noya, not quite sure if he can stick around. Thunderstrike will be up in a few seconds, as is Kinetic Field. But looks like Empire will let it chill for the moment.
And they're just like missing out on the power of their lineup right now. Danish Bears and Empire is starting to pull them apart. Like they're so strong as a unit if they get into this like 5-man formation again, but Empire just they're not having it. They got the split push coming in from Ramses side. You've got the farm coming on. Talk about how he's so far behind to get these bigger items as I make it clear they're gonna head up later with that Midas on the Night Stalker. Want to be with Afterlife and just stop this 5-man like they've just totally neutered right now. Empire just like totally swung this game. Like that was still the perfect moment.
Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah, as you mentioned, pretty much the only thing that could get them back into this. Now having the Midas up on the Night Stalker puts them in a really comfortable position. We still don't see a blink on Slaughter, and we are going to see probably another death. Kinetic Field, he's caught out. Primal Roar as well onto Hestejo, and Ice Paw trying to get him out, but the last Thunderstrike will bring him down. They are looking for more. Glimpse back on the Jakira, throws out the dual crash, but he falls too quickly. A Nightmare Deny, unable to find it. And Ace will come in, but not too much he can do.
Now you're just bringing TPs into a fight. What are you doing, Ping? Oh? They probably think it's an illusion. Like,
That's the place.
Bottom tower
Wolves
is
is
under
not
attack.
true. They had Chrono, they had
Dire's
everything
inhibitors are
right there.
fortified.
Okay, that was a little bit worrisome.
Well, Pingatech just gonna be trying to trick people up. He does have Dragon Form. It looks like they want to push this on Danish Bears, but after the beating they just took, I guess they're saying, hey, Necros are down, Primal Roar's down. Unfortunately, Chronosphere is still up. They are waiting and ready on Empire. The TPs.
Yeah, I don't know if this is enough backup.
Here we
right
go,
for
we're gonna have a
Danish Bears.
two-man Chronosphere, Sonic Wave, Static Storm as well! Pingatech
What?
goes down, Ace soon to follow, can't even get the Nightmare to deny, and Rise glints backwards, gotta get beaten down.
Dire's middle tower
That's
is under
my,
attack.
like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
What?
Oh, okay, it's actually like really hard to draw this
Yeah,
while my
it
camera's
actually is.
moving.
What was
There we
that?
go.
Why are they two heroes here? Just a Chronosphere and a Sonic Wave and a Static... I mean, that is certainly questionable.
The lack of the ward up here by Danish Bears causing a lot of problems for them, I think. It looks like they really did expect that Empire backed there, and now this has put Empire in a really firm lead. They found one opening, as you said, and they just busted it wide open, understanding that with Chronosphere, with Static Storm, with Sonic Wave, they're too strong.
Alright, I was not respecting the Ramses Master Split push potential. The way that they're reacting to it is, like, totally cut this off.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Scandal as
attack.
well. Praising the guy. That one fight, that is really one of those fights that can turn a game. Like, it hasn't totally won it for them. Only secured them like 6 minutes of total domination here. It's trying to turn this around from Danish Bears. They'll head into the Roshan pit. The Orchid's gonna be down soon though for that Queen of Pain, which is very scary.
Yeah, I think the big thing here for Danish Bears, they need to sit back and farm a little bit. Their Dragon Knight doesn't even have the armlet. This constant fighting hasn't done them any favors. Dragon Knight is 7th on the net worth. That's how grim this went.
They won't be here to contest at the time, despite starting to group up and heading on in. Look at this dire side vision right now. We'll see a field there, here, another over here. You know where they want to send the rest of the side of the Danish Bears.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
There is a smoke coming in. There'll be a glimpse backward. They've gotten themselves Ace. If they can find the Aegis right away, there's the Dragon Ball.
Chrono
Ice
in
Ball
one.
manages to catch King. Ace looking for something here, but Quap has a DD Nice Withering Curse onto two of them. Scandal and the Fiend's Grip. Now King taking some damage as well. The Static Storm not doing enough. The DK is still alive, and Danish Bears, despite the nice glimpse back, managed to only lose one. They might be able to catch on Afterlife. There's the Time Walk backwards. He's going to get Nightmare. They have, of course, the vision of him with that amp damage. Slithering Crush is what needs to come out next. Right as the Nightmare ends, perfectly chained. Dragon Tail and Ice Bolt as well. And Danish Bears get themselves 3. This is just back and forth.
Dire's middle tower is under
Alright,
attack.
that was... Alright, I guess we're even on the questionable plays, it seemed. The fight... And they were so far ahead on the side of Empire that kind of came down to a little bit more of Danish Bears just well. And maybe Empire taking a bad fight. Like, the way that they maneuvered around so that the Chrono and also the Nair put on top of Afterlife and not taking off was really huge. Like, he missed a lot of prime Chrono opportunity because of Surprise.
Oh, another Slithering Crush onto Mikoshka, and Razor will get the kill with that Plasma Field. I don't know if it was super questionable by Empire. I think the glimpse backwards, it was a really long glimpse, and they had a good idea that maybe they could catch the Razor out alone, burn the Aegis, and jump away, but as you said, the execution, some perfect stuns coming out now that there is that blink up on Slaughter.
Well, Ace is finally starting to get into that secondary item here after the ring. Of course, the bot will be the Sange. Expecting here. That'll make him a little bit beefier. He's moving around the map nicely with the
You just,
travel.
oh. For a second, he put his Windlace away. He actually trades out the Elven skin thingy.
It's all
for the
about that
Windlace.
move speed.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're buying bots first, you're making a here.
Do you think he'll finish off the drums, or is he thinking of the Yules? It's interesting just to hold the Windlace.
That's good. I don't think drums eventually, if it is honestly just passive wind
Okay.
speed is just ridiculously important on this hero. It's not a lot of investment. You don't get very heavy in the slots either, just because you already have, like, you have a ring, wand, and a windlace. Crazy how much of those 3 slots right now. Sanj, Nyasha, fine.
Soon will be a little race car. We haven't looked too much. Bane getting very close to the Glimmer Cape off the back of that lost fight. So maybe we'll try to make something happen, but no such luck. Quap blinking away. And we haven't mentioned it, but obviously Quap making good progress on that Orchid. Still not here yet, just because of that little tumble at the Roche pit.
Yeah, that's like, the last time I even pointed out she was close to the Orchid, that's how much money she
Yeah.
had. So, she lost a lot in that fight.
I mean, but they might be about to turn it around here again. We've seen this show. No ward up here for Danish Bears to see what's behind the tower. The TPs are coming in. Faceless Void also making his way up. They do have Glyph on Empire. They can throw it out here. There we go. Faceless Void getting ready.
This is
and
much
they-
better positioning. Like,
Yeah.
way better from Danish Bears. This is like night and day right now.
Oh yeah, they see it. There's gonna be a glimpse back. They'll catch out Rise. Will they find anything else? Rise just wandering around desperately wants to brain sap something. Not able to get it off, and I mean, not too bad from Danish Bears. That is not what we wanted. There we go. Oh, oops. Don't find that.
Fired. Done. Oh, Llama. You know, I really thought, you know, on the upswing lately. It's too bad. That's a real shame.
Yeah, it's a horrible way to see a career end, but we're gonna have to get rid of you for that. I've actually managed to avoid doing that for the whole time. Been costing, but oh well, it ends here. Anyway, but back into it, we can see it's pretty even. It's still in favor of Empire. They are farming this map really efficiently.
And now they can, for the last 2. Okay. What do we got? They're all down for Empire. Ping's just chilling at. It's really low. Got that Midas DK. Everyone's just buying Midases.
He did go back for that, but I think both teams deciding that this one may be going a bit later than they anticipated. Nightstalker has made good use of his. He almost has that Aghanim Scepter.
Oh yeah, he's like mega close. Alright, so 20 minutes. Yeah, that's kind of good. That could be Gary. So let's envision some of this stuff here. But the Orchid's now going to be finished up by the time that's done. So we're going to have Orchid, we're going to have a gem that first. Everything's coming together for Empire. Okay, Aghanim Scepter done. We got our Necro 3s, we got our Blink Dagger, Ramses. Our question mark being purchased up next by Afterlife. It'll probably be the Blink Dagger with the current time. I don't think he's going to end up going with like Vanguard or anything this game.
And Ramses already has his Blink and level 3 Necronomicons. The positioning on Danish Bears now more crucial than ever because they have so much vision.
Question is like
Empire.
now, how do Clump where the Aghanim Scepter will actually, or the Blink from Faces Void will allow him to get Chrono will be the part, and it could be something like this where like a gank comes out counter initiate. What are the counter plays that's even available to Danish Bears? Because honestly, everything looks scary with this vision side of Empire, whereas they don't have those big like combo breaker heroes besides the Slardar. Maybe the Ice Path could be.
Here it comes. Nightstalker can see both the Jakiro and Hester. Hester's trying to bait them in. There will be the glimpse backwards into the Static Storm. Ace trying to get at that link. Oh, beautiful Ice Claw. He lands it on 4. There's the Chronosphere. Sonic Wave comes on through immediately, deletes Hester from the map. He's going to buy back Rise in a lot of trouble here, but will get the Brain Sap off. And now the Fiend grip onto Afterlife. Another nice Ice Claw. They did force the buyback. They will lose the Bane. But all in all, considering that setup, it looks like Danish... Oh, they're not done yet. Can they get the bash? Unable to.
Alright, that was a big mistake by Mako. I mean, the glimpse back into the Static Storm silenced up the Slardar inside, rather than like either getting the Bane or allows like the alternate roll to come out. And then what are you gonna do? I don't know. That was very questionable because they had the high vision trees and everything. Unable to get over to anybody. passes silence on them, you're just losing out on everything that this Dugger's even providing besides... That silence is so crucial. 7 out of the fight, they don't have any way to get rid of it right now.
Yeah, I'm really impressed as well. We talked about it last game, but it's hard to make the hero look sexy. It's not a hero where you're going, oh yeah, you landed that thing. Normally Macropire is actually pretty underwhelming. They're a really nice job. It delayed long enough that they couldn't output on Empire everything they wanted into the Chronosphere, which kept the Bane alive, leading to the Fiend's Grip, of course, onto the Clop and onto Afterlife, and just really good work.
Yeah, well, we'll see if it goes a little bit better on the next one. Is all those things, once they do come back online, it's still pretty scary, right? Still always see this Wombo combo, Sonic Wave, Chronosphere, but one big fight for Danish Bears, and they are starting to get their own kind of scary items up. The Armlet, putting stacks on top of the next round. Joe could just the BKB, probably.
Oh, Noya, Triumphal Roar, turns out Miposhka right next to him, and they'll finish him off with the axes. Although Razor thinking about coming in, never mind getting sent home. That's kind of the downside of the bots, right? You can't maybe TP as far away as you'd like, since you keep coming in on creep waves.
that bastard. they found the counter to the bot.
I don't know, it's just like one of those things where I feel like Ace has been sent back 4 or 5 times this game when normally teams against Disruptor. They know that that's coming, but because he can't TP behind towers due to how bots interacts with towers, and sometimes, you know, you TP to the creep wave, but it's far away, it walks up, stupid creeps. Good based. Maybe something they weren't quite ready for.
This is a bit scary. Penguin's all alone. It'd be a bit of a deep dive, though, with the team.
They know that he's completely alone. Silence thrown out onto Hester. Here comes Ace again. Gotta be careful not to get sent back again. It looks like he's in the clear. Oh gosh, they've opened up onto Miposhka. We're not sure if that's where they want to go. They get the Chronosphere onto 2. Tinkercheck on the sidelines. Will get silenced up. Another beautiful Sonic Wave. Slaughter cannot buy back this time. They do manage to kill Disruptor. They're not working on the ball. The Ice Path off them all. Afterlife is not actually... Oh, okay, they can't see him. So Afterlife not in the best of spots, but he'll be fine. How did they pick off Nightstalker? I was on the other side of that fight.
Yeah, I was just watching the chrono and everything.
Oh, it looks like
they lost the gem.
The
like,
Bane did it.
I don't know. By Empire, like they're chronoing, static storming, and sonic waving a Slardar, and I think it was the and they only even get one of the kills. Like Sonic Wave needs to be going down on the pingman check when he gets. It's like they have. But they're stacking too much on one. They're expecting that they can just get this 5-man chrono and that's like, oh, well, just everything in the chrono will be fine, but there's pros outside of it right now, and they just don't have the damage to scare the rest of them.
And while they're really knocking down the Slaughter, yes, Slaughter would love more bomb. It'd be great if he had a full stop here. But he's kind of done. After he's got the blink, his utility is already at a really great spot for these team fights. They're going to kill off the Hawk. Both sides now know, of course, that the Roshan is going down, but without the Chronosphere, without the Sonic Wave, there's very little Empire can do. So we're just going to see another Roshan go over to the Ace. Gets that bad boy, I guess, item. I don't know what is the Aegis. Oh no, really? He finally got rid of it? That's so sad.
He had Aegis. I'm surprised he didn't drop the ring, honestly.
Yeah.
Speed. He's actually moving at 521 right now. Holy shit. What?
Yeah.
What?
We didn't think about that, but I mean, there are other things. Obviously, you can't stop the static link, right? So as long as he doesn't lose sight of them, it doesn't matter if he gets voided or if he gets crippling feared. He just needs to stay near the person and steal all of their damage.
I mean, I knew that, like, that is crazy. I would not have expected Sanjin Yasha and 4 plus bots would give you 521. That is unreal.
Surprise! Yeah, I mean, clearly they've done some maths that we do not. We are going to see immediately the Primal Roll onto Noya. We got backup. We'll see if the speediness can do it, but the Glimpsy BKBs off the Glimpse! It's finally all coming together for Ace. He's stolen so much damage, almost 200, only gets 182, and now can they stop this TP away? It's not looking like it, but Nightstalker, I don't know if you're fast enough. He's slower! He's slower than Ace here! Even though it's nighttime, even though he's got 4 points in Hunter in the night, now he's also got a Slaughter chasing after him, Slithering Crush, the silence comes out, but you can't outrun Ace! Ace just gonna follow him down, chase him, and this is not great for Miposhka. Ace Plasma Field, one more, and he'll get it. That's why you go this build. He is faster than a Nightstalker at night. That is actually ridiculous.
Yeah, and another great reason here for the Slardar pick. It's exactly what we had mentioned during the draft, that Danish Bears not playing it all that often. Night Stalker just right away. Look at that chase potential. Like no one else could track down that Night Stalker. Raise the juke and everything in nighttime with your Aghanim's of it. Just no way. If you don't Bounty Hunter or Slider that. So I'm really digging that from the side of Danish Bears.
Yeah, I definitely did not see, I'm not gonna lie, when they picked up the Razor, I was kind of like, oh, okay, Razor, do you think you're fodder or something? Like, I was not expecting it to go so incredibly well, and I did not see initially the synergy that you can get Razor to go faster than Night Stalker, but the escapes aren't great anymore on Empire, even the Quap blink away, you know, this Razor might even chase her down. Goodness gracious. No, I'm just saying, you gotta report back. We gotta get this strat out there. Just the Razor, full move speed all the time build.
Yeah, Razor's not doing too well lately. Ramses will commit Roar on the heads to Joe, but mana burns. Doesn't look like he wants to stay around for any sort of commitment here.
Yeah, you know, Ramses pretty young. Wouldn't expect him to be able to commit. So.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, the Windlace, he actually put it back in his stash. He didn't sell it.
He needs that 522.
Yeah, I mean, is not wrong. So, interestingly about items in your stash, just fun facts for the audience, you may have heard this one before. If you still have the item either in your stash or in your fountain, it still counts towards your net worth, which of course affects the rubber band effect. So actually, if you are for sure not going to ever use an item again, the best thing to do is sell it or destroy it, so that your net worth is no longer so high.
It's sad that that has to be like a thing to think.
Hey, I think in professional games it's actually something they need to worry about, right? Like, with the rubber bands. Okay, we're seeing Miposhka. He should be fine. Throws out the silence and they will get themselves a tier 2 pretty cleanly.
Yeah, there's that BKB for Penguin. Here we go. There's still so much time left on.
Yeah.
A minute and a half.
And this lineup a lot better at slow sieging than the Lost. So instead of the Timbersaw, they have the DK. We can see this thing already falling very quickly. Another Liquid Fire probably going to come on out in a second. They're actually being very cautious about it. I like this. Again, Danish Bears playing it right. King Protect goes his one's back. There's the Chronosphere only on King Protect with the Ice Bomb off the mob. He stays in from the Sonic Wave. Oh my goodness, Rise doing so well. King Protect is going to armlet totally have the Fiend's Grip over on the sidelines, taking out the Quap. Ace still just playing up. Finally, that Aegis goes down. He will respawn, but into a Static Storm where he can just BKB. He doesn't even need to. The thing's done. Rise takes a lot of damage from that creep. King Protect back up to full. And we will see Mikoshka taking a lot of damage. A nice Ice Pop coming out there. Quap, of course, back in the fray again, trying to do something to King Check. Night Stalker does go down by side. Finally, the DK is dead. They haven't taken the range tracks here yet for Danish Bears, and Empire are repelling them. BKB is finished on Ace, going to get glimpsed way back into the Malfossian. Going to just try to stand and fight, going up there against Osterlize, who time walks away. Now working in onto Ramses, doing a lot of damage out on the Scandal. Has to blink away. Another one of those. His cooldowns are locked here for a second. They're trying to finish off Ace, but they just can't. Another Glimmer Cape nicely coming out from Rise, and Ace thinking about turning it around. Oh gosh, Afterlife, you came to the wrong neighborhood. He didn't realize Ace was still there. Just gonna hit him down. Miposhka coming in. The Static Link will be up in 3 seconds to go. The Quap comes in. Rise taking a lot of damage to the Plasma Field. Getting the Quap very low. There's the Glimpse. Will they finish him up with the Void? Finally they bring him down. Finally they get the Bane. And Empire have repelled them. They did not take very much damage on their ranged racks, so as long as the push doesn't come again, they should be in a good spot. And wow, oh, but that was a Pyrrhic victory when we look at the net worth.
Yeah, when it comes down to the straight up buybacks and everything, the Queen of Pain really hurting. She's trying to get into that plate mail, like she's been desperately trying to get into something like the Shiva's Guard, probably. If you were more ahead of Night Stalker 2. It did look like such a better fight from Empire, though. Roar onto Noya. This might be the defensive Roar.
Yeah, he actually flunked out onto Noya. Very close to getting it, of course, with the creeps, but Ramses was a little bit too low to actually add in some auto attacks.
Yeah. Either way, though, they did look way better on Empire. Like, the way they're actually cutting division, trying to abuse that fact that they have that on their team. Through the Beastmaster Hawks and everything too, so looking better, but again, enough when it does those buybacks, so still a pretty big win there for the side of the Dire.
Yeah, it really delays Candle's AC, which of course is critical here up against the Dragon Knight.
Yeah, as well as the Razor too.
Yeah, haven't talked about that one, but Razor full AC finished up, still only that Windlace. I'm never gonna get over that. And I imagine that DK is gonna, yeah, there we go, now building up into an AC of his own. So Quap will have it probably a little bit before Ping the check, but I mean, Omelette, AC, Shivas on Razor, how are you killing these folks?
Well, that's a depressing thing to start thinking about. I think if you're Empire, they do have 6 level 3 Sonic. I think they head for that fight. Then could potentially like the scepter after that as well. But even third game, when you go AC and Orchid, Bloodthorn's actually like very legit.
Yeah, I have no issues with the Bloodthorn. It's just a question of, as you mentioned, Quap needing to get a lot more farmed before that's possible. She really took that hit, and now Vostov is up on Slaughter. Rise with the Glimmer Cape. He also had a really nice save, I believe. Could be wrong. Could probably watch the playback, but we're not going to do that. Of save Dragon Knight from the Sonic Wave with the Nightmare in the Chronosphere. Nice. And I was like, I'm pretty sure either that or I'm just lying, but we'll pretend he did. Let's make him look good. Yeah. I mean, Rise doesn't... I actually do want to say I don't think Danish Bears get enough credit. I know Ad Finem, I think a lot of people now know their names because of their kind of rise up. But I think Danish Bears another one of those solid teams who has been beating teams, quote, above their station. Quote.
Yeah, crazy how close Ad Finem came to getting that major.
Oh.
Danish Bears looking to prove their worth once more here as they smoke on in. They're going to find the night stuff.
It's still a valuable pick. Oh no, that is the gem as well if they get Miposhka here and they do bring him down.
I remember when you were...
Yeah, and that's 8 minutes because they already lost the other one. So that's... no gem, no bueno.
Yep, it's kind of painful for Empire. They are, albeit it's very close still when it comes to net worth and experience. Oh no, they've caught another, giving it a go onto King R. He'll throw out the glimpse, but he has been amp damaged up, immediately going for the TP. The Ice Blast manages to catch him out, and now there's probably another Slithering Crush coming his way. Good day, sir.
And Ice Path, that range. Yeah, you can actually Ice Path people where it goes.
Dire's middle tower is under
attack. If only people would skill it.
True.
See,
like we're seeing the power.
Clearly, Noya, he got the Ice Vault at level 3, I believe. I'm just saying, guys, maybe you should pick it up a little earlier. Obviously, this game one that made it very easy to pick up the early Ice Vault, though.
Oh yeah, so good in that lane that he was in. Speaking of lanes, top. Got 3 here. A little bit of counter pressure with the Master. They're gonna push almost as fast outside of D.
Necronomicon just came off of cooldown. We'll see exactly what Danish Bears decide to do here. They are TPing some back. Razor's going to be coming in, throws out that plasma field, and the Shivas. Afterlife manages to throw out the Chronosphere. There's the Beam Strip onto Ramsey. They also managed to stun Afterlife in his own Chronosphere. Sonic Wave doesn't do anything, just tickles them. Rise manages to get the Brain Sap off. They don't kill off Afterlife though. So they got a melee Rax and they saved their own Rax on Danish Bears, but they did lose the Bane.
Yeah, perfectly executed by them. I'm not sure... There must not have been anyone back home to TPs, unfortunately, so...
Oh, they're gonna get the melee. Go, Catapult! Oh no! I couldn't do it!
Alright, well, they get to save that then, so...
Yeah, everybody was dead.
Too scary.
On Empire in that last fight. The 3 who were alive were pushing and the other 2 were respawned.
Yeah, I didn't see where King Air was. You're watching that swinging about, man, those Necros were...
Oh yeah, I mean, that is... another good thing going Empire's way. They do manage to wipe Danish Bears, and let's say for some reason, itemization most likely, there aren't buybacks on Danish Bears. They can take your entire base, albeit they're tier 2s, so they could probably actually take both tier 4s and the racks in the span of time if they manage to wipe Danish Bears. Unfortunately, the likelihood of that without buybacks is very low.
Yeah. That last one, Empire. Oh, now he's blinking. Okay.
Yeah, they'll catch out Hesta. Tries to get to the 9. No, the Glimmer Cape, he's still not dead! He finally goes down to the axis, but the rest of Danish Bears are here. Fingertech has already used that BKB. They managed to pick up Rise as well. They need to find someone here. Dragon Tail goes out onto Scandal. They need more ways of locking him down. The Ice Bolt comes out, and Scandal will fall Miposhka next on the list because Ace is a little race car here, just chasing him down. Miposhka, you're not fast enough anymore. There is the Static Link, the Shivas as well. They will blow up that Night Stalker glimpse or no.
Yeah, and that's Roche up in the pit as well. How much damage is he? 7th. They want to gone in just a bit. Noya gets it out. Hanging with the chrono.
Yeah, they're thinking about going for it. They managed to catch two. A nice static storm on top. They don't have the sonic wave, but they should be able to get ping, but check. No, he's almost toggling. He's going to get stuck here though. Does go down, and Noya only able to throw out the ice fog. He's coming, but will he be able to take on all of them? Glimpsed backwards. Maybe decides that he doesn't want to fight this one.
Yeah, might be a little bit happy with that glitch, honestly.
He did have BKB though, and his ult had just enough mana, so yeah. Yeah, it's a 8-7 second one, so.
Alright, well in the end they will still get that Roshan, but there, with the
Will
chrono.
they? There are lots of heroes around. Double Hawk action. Can never be too safe.
Yeah, not really worth it without your Dragon Knight there if you're coming out here.
Yeah. So we will go back to a bit of a stalemate. Danish players do actually extend their lead with that one, I believe. We might see it go down a little just because Empire got those two pickups, but Danish players are still very much in the driver's seat of this game. I'm liking it, honestly. I like their draft. I like this Razor itemization. Now an Aghanim Scepter.
Well, they're grouping up here, they got that gem back, then rely on their overall vision here, carry them through this one. Dire vision, sword. They have darkness that even further, but one darkness that kind of, you know.
Is that a Lincoln's coming out of the Beast Monster or a Lotus Orb?
Could be the refresher,
Oh,
because it'd be pretty
yes.
sick for the push too.
I think that would be the best option, because I mean, you could still say we need someone not to get Fiend scripted. I actually really like the Lotus Orb here, but... Okay, Primal Roar opening up onto Ace, but guess who's coming to town? Ace forced off out of the Static Storm. They will catch Finger Check in the Chronosphere, but where's the follow-up damage? Finally, the Sonic Wave comes through, and they're going to try to pick up Noya on the backlines. They do get that. Scandal now, Fiend scripted up, should go down easily here. It is a 2-for-1 so far, but Afterlife Time Warps back all of that because they did so much to him. Will they be able to catch him? No such luck. You can see that Danish Bears did not have vision of that. They will be down 2, but looking like they feel completely comfortable pushing this. Oh, they're going on to Rise. Another beautiful force stop out of the kinetic field, but Mikolska just follows it up with his own. DK coming on in. Gonna get glimpsed over to the sidelines. They still want to find Night Stalker. They can see him here. So Mikolska will find Ace. There's gonna be a nice static link. Ramsey's coming back in with all the creeps though. And Pingvachek needs to throw out something to help his teammate. We see a buyback on the Bane. Pingvachek, where's the breathe fire for your brother? Doesn't even use it. Doesn't want to get caught out as well. And we'll see Ace finally fall.
Yeah, it's pretty lucky you got out of that one with that glimpse being available. It's a big win for Empire, and when that fight went down, like the TP's out from both Afterlife as well as Ramsey's, I think were very key, like Queen of Pain, but understanding like, alright, we already got like 2 kills I think by the time we beat out, and then they just ran through the fight from the pound.
Oh, Razor buys back, Slithering Crush just onto Roshan. This Roche is going to be the fight, and the problem is, of course, creeps are pushing in. They've lost a lot of damage on that tier 4. We see Ace running in super aggressively. Static Storm going to be off the boss, throws out a plasma field, gets glimpsed back into the rest of the team. Primal Roar comes out, but immediately the Slithering Crush onto King R. Another Primal Roar. It was the refresher that you called, but King R is going down. Ace going to just chase them through. Kinetic Field can't stop him with that BKB, and your 4 stops are not enough. We do see Beastmaster planning on coming back in. I'm not watching that part of the fight. Moppax fill us in. Where was the bash?
Got bashed.
Oh no! And now Ramsey's in a lot of trouble, just being chased down by Hester. And Joe will get that kill. The turnaround still, Roshan stands.
Yeah, I don't even think we're going to go in for that now. Of course, it's running up here. Only a little bit left on the ultimate, but full Shiva's guard still up. Has his bots too, but he did buyback, so... He going down here, the glyph being used. There's no buyback on Ramsey, so that refresher. England just going to town on this.
I mean, he's got to do. A dragon's got to do what a dragon's got to do, as they say. Very common phrase on Earth. Anyways, the next melee racks going down for Empire. They have Chronosphere, they have Sonic Wave available. They pop that nighttime, getting ready to make something happen. Silence out onto Pingvachek. Mikolska has a force staff, can try to slow one of them down. We have TPs coming in from the Disruptor, but Pingvachek also force staffed away. And actually looking like Danish Bears may be getting ready for that regoose.
Yeah, now 2 full lanes down. It's not the lineup I think the the sort of a situation here on the side of Empire, right?
Yeah.
Like Ember Spirit or Medusa or anything like that.
This smoke, though, it's a nice play to get them out of
Yeah.
here. We're probably going to see Maelstrom start to get picked up. I wouldn't doubt
middle
that.
tower
But...
is under attack.
Yeah, they don't have the best heroes for that either, even. It's only that BKB on Queen. Jason, where's that glimpse at? Way back there.
Oh, they will go for the Roshan. We'll see. Is that going to be a smoke as well for Danish Bears? They are posturing. Come on, guys. If you don't act fast, you're going to lose the cheese. Oh, no. Oh gosh, it's painful.
Does he have money for bots? No, he does, but yeah, slot to go. Maybe Ace might just be like going home to come back in. He's actually running home. Right? He's full HP, mana.
His mic broke. Come on.
Yeah,
He's gonna go to the fountain. Like, what are you getting about this? See, look, it's fixed. He's coming back. Hardball packs. Come on, you call yourself a tossers and you don't know about the mic woke debates. Oh, the macro fire was slithering first. He isn't being snatched by Slaughter. They may kill him, but that will be punishment enough, and that's the Chronos being used. Whether they can take the fight, Primal Roar coming out onto Ace. He is doing a lot of damage still because he already got his ultimate down. He's taking a lot of his static storm. His BKB has worn off. Ace may get brought down here. He's in a lot of trouble, but instead turning it on to Afterlife. Pester Joe doing so much work. And he will be able to secure them everything they need on Danish Bears.
Yeah, this guy's just been a game. Going for the more like tactical build in terms of like the Blink Force staff as well. Not going right into that BKB to secure himself.
Oh gosh, get the bashes on Scandal! No.
Go, and he's got the force.
Oh gosh, he does, but the glimpse should be there? Okay, they're not gonna use it. I was hoping for a bash. I think that would have done it. One bash though. My goodness, the Night Stalker just has to full stuff into the base for Empire. You said it. They are not the right heroes to deal with being 2 racks down and a DK coming into your base. Oh. Okay, Danish Bears, they're just looking to finish it off. Pax, what can they do here on Empire? Come on, quickly.
Like nothing? Unless you have a refresher on Scandal. Actually contribute, but you just get stunned up and has way go for like a perimeter sonic wave every time.
Oh, there's a slithering crush onto Miposhka. They throw out the primal roll onto Pingachek. There is a refresher available onto Ramses, but
there's one on
shows off his and just melts those buildings. Ramses throws another onto Pingachek. There's the Nightmare. Shelton taking a bit of that damage. Sonic wave, he eats it all. Ice Pop catches the other two. They don't care that they're Dragon's dead. They're just gonna kill everyone in the macro pyre. And they do buy out on the clock. They still have one available on the Disruptor, but the tier 4s are getting low. Faceless Void tries to come and eats an Ice Pop, and the Face Pop uses Scream, and meanwhile Ace just picking off their Beast Mods, and now gonna work onto Afterlife, and GG's are called. Danish Bears take it 2-0. Bugattis for everyone.
Danish Bears Dota again. And they've certainly done so. Empire have been on like a big play lately too. A little bit surprised when they were. It is upper bracket, so they're not knocked out, correct?
Yeah, this is the upper bracket match. Danish Bears will be now into the finals. They basically in the other group, Vega is already in the playoff match.